So, I was casually scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I came across this beautiful, beautiful quote. The quote read, "Competition happens at the bottom. Collaboration. People at the top are collaborating, my dear." The quote instantly struck a chord within me, hey? The idea that competition is what people are doing here at the bottom, battling out for resources, while people at the top prioritize collaboration, resonated deeply with my personal beliefs. Collaboration has really become a buzzword in modern-day business dealings, and today I want to share with you how collaboration can significantly improve your business and personal experience. I'll be sharing my thoughts on the matter from the perspective of a Namibian woman in business. I really hope to inspire others like me who are more inclined to lean into our collective strength when we collaborate. Competing can be mentally, physically, spiritually, all the ichalies, exhausting. My first experience at competition, came at the tender age of 6 years old. Imagine me, grade 1 student in primary school. So there was this girl called Amy. Amy and I used to compete every single day to stand behind our mutual best friend, Azaria. So the competition was really, really simple. It was really basically to see who could run fast enough to stand behind Azaria in line. And the person who won that competition got to be Azaria's best friend for the day. As ridiculous as it was, I applied myself diligently to this competition, and eventually, I won. I became Azaria's best friend until grade 5, of course, when she decided to hang out with the cooler kids. If competition happens at the bottoms, I was shamelessly the Beyoncé of the bottom. Why do we compete? Before we delve into the importance and the benefits of collaboration, I think it's quite important that we understand why we compete. Since time immemorial, women have been taught to compete for the affection of men. Am I lying? We've been taught to compete for shelter and resources. And according to Charles Darwin, the renowned evolutionary biologist, competition between individuals, particularly competition between individuals of the same sex, between us females, is a widespread evolutionary selection pressure, basically survival of the fittest. At first glance, it may seem like men are more prone to competition than women are. But a study in 2021 by Tanya A. Reynolds actually shows that women are more competitive than men. Surprise, surprise. We just tend to use less aggressive methods to demonstrate our competition amongst each other. Women have been known to use more covert and clandestine ways to express rivalry, and it just takes one season of watching Gossip Girl to see how creative we can get. If you've watched a Nigerian movie where you've got two women competing with each other, it's dramatic. There's one scene where a woman was competing with another woman for a man, and she tried to poison her, but she tasted the poison before she gave it to a competitor. So it's that deep for us. Although women are perceived to compete less than men because we're not as aggressive, these low-risk competitive strategies that we employ to express competition amongst each other are really exhausting, and I'm really here today to just propose what we can do as an alternative to competition. Maya Angelou said, "When you know better, you must do better." My paradigm shift towards collaboration over competition came in 2019. I decided enough is enough. I'm going to align myself with a collaborative mindset, and I actively sought out opportunities to collaborate rather than to compete. How did I turn my competitor into an ally? 4 years ago, my friend Shiwa and I, hi Shiwa, decided to embark on an experiment that has since evolved into a movement within the Namibian orange economy. This was my first professional experience at a collaborative effort. My business retails flowers, and Shiwa's business retails baked goods and confectionaries. We decided to bring together our complementary businesses to bring up a solution, a gifting solution for Valentine's Day. Our goal was to explore the potential benefits of collaboration over competition in our respective businesses. To date, we have seen numerous positive outcomes, and these include innovation, improved productivity, and enhanced customer service and satisfaction. The idea behind our experiment was simple yet bold. Instead of viewing each other as competitors, Shiva and I decided to work together as partners and to share our knowledge, our resources, and expertise. Over time, our collaboration has led to some remarkable achievements. For instance, we have developed joint marketing strategies that have helped us to reach new customers and now expand our presence in the market. We have also shared best practices with each other, leading to significant improvements in our efficiency and productivity. Perhaps, most importantly, we have fostered a sense of community and a sisterhood that has enriched both our professional and personal lives. When Shiva and I shared the idea with people around us that we were going to collaborate over Valentine's Day, a lot of the people were like, "What? Shiva? We were met with lots of disdain and skepticism. People just didn't trust that two women in business could work together. It's been unheard of. The expectation that we needed to compete was exhausting, and we decided to unburden ourselves from this preconceived notion that two powerful women in business must compete. Instead, we chose to harness our respective strengths and talents and lean into the power of collaboration. Our collaboration far extends beyond business, and I now see Shiva as a sisterhood. Collaboration fosters sisterhood. The sisterhood created by our collaboration means that I now have someone to call when I'm struggling to pay salaries on a bad month. I call Shiva. When I've reached a new milestone in my business, we vent to each other, we cry to each other, and we celebrate our wins. I don't know about you, but for me, it just feels better to me when I'm crying about suffering in my business and I call Shiva and she's suffering too. There's collaboration in our suffering, and I just love it for me. You see, Shiva is not my competitor, she's my ally, and I have benefited far greater from our alliance than I would ever have if I chose to have her as my competitor. True power lies in collaboration, my friends, not in competition. Shiva is clear on her purpose. I am clear on my purpose. And together, we refuse to operate from a place of scarcity. As far as we are concerned, there's enough cake for both of us to eat. Pun intended. According to the self-help queen, in purpose, there's no competition. There's only collaboration. And similarly, there's no scarcity. Every single one of us is well placed by God with our unique gifts and services and experiences to serve his people differently. At this juncture, I want to talk about one of the hindrances that I've experienced to collaboration. We call it gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is the practice of controlling access to information, resources, or opportunities within a particular group or industry. Although I faced gatekeeping at the beginning of my business journey, I was able to overcome these challenges when brothers and sisters in my industry refused to see me as a threat and instead decided to help me. As a way of paying it forward, whenever I can, it is my personal philosophy that if someone asks me for information, resources, or skill set that I'm able to give, I will give it forward to them. This is how we pay it forward. When the elevator comes up to get you and puts you at the top, it's very important that you send it back down. Collaboration is possible, even with companies that sell the same product. Yes, it's possible. As long as values are aligned, I really believe that collaboration will always be possible. I've had the opportunity and the privilege to collaborate with another flower shop, and I now view this flower shop as a mentor business. Some notable collaborations that I've experienced are the collaboration between Airbnb and Viable, Puma and Adidas, as well as Harvard and MIT. You will have noticed that I didn't reference any Namibian collaborations. I tried to find some online in terms of collaborations between large corporates, and I couldn't find them. I've seen a lot of collaborations between small businesses like Shiwa and I, but the bigger corporates definitely have more work to do. There's no reason why Namibian corporates can't collaborate in a similar fashion as we did. Mother Teresa once said, "I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things." Collaboration is about Ubuntu, compassion, love, positivity, all the nice feelings. So why don't we lean into them? How can we collaborate? Soon after starting my business, I read a book called Capitalist Nigger. Highly controversial book, but there's one thing I took away from this book. It's called the Spiderweb Doctrine. According to the Spiderweb Doctrine, this economic concept happens when a group of people decide to lock their money into that community. Indians and Jews have been able to keep wealth in their communities by trapping their dollars in their community, the same way that a spider traps a fly in its web. Black people, women, should do the same. My understanding of the Spiderweb Doctrine is that if I'm baking bread today, my eggs, my milk, my sugar, whatever I need to bake this bread, I need to source from another woman-owned business. Only when I can't find it from a woman-owned business do I go to the other gender. So how can we as women in business use the Spiderweb Doctrine as a tool for collaboration? We do this by giving preferential patronage to other women-owned businesses and making sure that we keep the dollar within that community. By supporting and collaborating with our own, we empower our own. My first inclination will always be to support and collaborate with my own. And by doing so, I've redirected the societal negative expectation that expects me to compete with another woman into a more positive and powerful source. Here are some of the things that you can do today. Yes, you're getting homework to start collaborating. Number one, I need you to identify who you want to work with and what you want to accomplish. Number two, negotiate the details. Have the tough conversations. Number three, work together to solve a problem. Number four, create a new product or service together. And finally, number five, you need to cross-promote on social media. So share your resources to come up with a plan that works for both of you. After you have formulated your collaboration, it's very important to recognize and celebrate your collaborative efforts. I want to challenge you today to find someone, an individual or an entity to collaborate with. If you're not in business, you can collaborate on other things. I just need you to think about starting to collaborate with people instead of competing with people. Sometimes you're competing with someone, running a race against them, and they're not even at the stadium. Make it make sense. I hope you are encouraged today to get up from the bottom of competition, to build bridges back to each other, and to rise up to the power of collaboration. And if you make it up there, and you will, I will see you at the top. I thank you.